Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to J Wall Sports. We are back here with another episode.
Another one. Hey, Pistol,
This,
our receiver, hit my line. Hit my line.
what is up with you in this? When you bench your seasoned veteran quarterback this late in the season, it's sending a message to the team.
Then goes out, and now they want to play with some heart. They want to play with some effort.
I see why Doc got fired. If you're not gonna make the adjustments as a coach, you need to go up and get up out of here.
Wentz has regressed, and it's a mental. I mean,
Disclaimer: he might have some outrageous, Max Kellerman type, things to say today. I don't know what he's gonna say, but the way he's starting off this video is giving me them vibes.
Guys, appreciate you guys for tuning back into another episode. This Sunday, the Eagles played the Washington football team, and during the game, the Eagles they took a 14-10 lead over the Washington, and after that, it was all downhill. During the fourth quarter, there was a 4th and goal failed attempt, and after that, Doug Peterson benched quarterback Jalen Hurts for Nate Sudfeld, who finished the game 5 for 12 for 32 yards and had 2 turnovers, a fumble, and an interception. After the game, Peterson was asked about the decision to bench Hurts, and he said, "I was coaching to win." Nishan, how do you feel about the whole situation that happened?
he wasn't coaching to win. I believe he was coaching for draft picks. Honestly, I feel like we need to start a little portion of our show called "Stop the Cap."
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Hey,
That
because
boy
they
was capping.
shown of. Hey, that was wow. As soon as I was watching all the games, I seen. I was like, who is this in the game? I was like, why did they bench Hurts? I thought I missed a play. He got hurt or something. Nah, he just
Exactly.
yeah.
His
That
pride was hurt. Shoot.
it had to be. I don't know, man. That I, as a coach, you no matter what your record is, you want to win, right? Only
Exactly.
organization,
That's what you get paid to do.
right? Only organization, GMs, owners, those are the only people that want to tank. Everybody else is out here playing for the next job, the next season, so they can put food on the table pretty much. Doug Peterson, he must got enough money in his account. That's what he told me. Because
hey,
I agree with you. He wasn't coaching to win. There's no way you can look me dead in my eyes and tell me you was coaching to win. How do you have a 4th and goal on the 3-yard line and you go for it instead of kicking the field goal to tie the game up? You take the points, right?
and even then, if you go for it, you coaching to win. You want to put that, keep that momentum going. You want to take that opportunity to win, and then you're gonna take 2 steps backwards and take out Hurts. It doesn't make sense.
Right. And even if they went for the field goal, they got the field goal. Who's been carrying them the whole season? The defense.
The defense.
So your defense been carrying you all year. You might as well just go ahead and let that ride in week 17. If they can get a stop, they can. Great. If they can't get a stop, then oh well, hey, I coached to win. I put us in position to tie the game. They happen to drive down the field. I put the trust in my defense, and it's wild, man.
But he put his trust into Nate. I don't even know the dude's last name.
Nate
what's his last name?
I think his name is Nate Sudfeld.
Okay. 5 to 12.
I could say the last name wrong, but I think it's Nate Sudfeld. And
then did you see what the running back for the Eagles, Miles Sanders, said after the game that a couple of players from defense had to be restrained from approaching?
They said that they had to be restrained, and there were also some reports earlier today that said that one of the players, they went up to him and they went up to Peterson, the most respectful way ever, and he was like, "Did you bench Jalen Hurts?" And he was like, "Yeah," and he was like, all right, that's cool. And then he said he went over there, got the linemen together so they can get the snap count together, because they they put Nate Sudfeld in the fourth quarter in a late game situation where he didn't get not as many snaps that week during practice. They don't have the snap count down. They don't have packages of plays ready to go for him. It, it just made that game completely ugly. And the Giants head coach Joe Judge, he weighed in
He
on
went
it too.
off.
Yeah,
Oh,
he went off, and we're gonna take a break right now. We're gonna let you guys see what he had to say.
Throughout the day, and I just can't express that. I think one thing to keep in mind with this season is we had a lot of people opt in to this season. Okay. We had a lot of people opt in. All right. Coaches, players, that includes family members as well. All right. So to look at a group of grown men who I asked to give me effort on a day in, day out basis and to empty the tank, and then I can look them in the eye and assure them that I'm always going to do everything I can to put them at a competitive advantage and play them in a position of strength. To me, you don't ever want to disrespect those players and their effort and disrespect the game. The sacrifices that they made to come into work every day and test before coming in, to sit in meetings spaced out, to wear masks, to have shields over those masks, to go through extensive protocols, to travel in unconventional ways, to get text messages at 6:30 in the morning telling them practice is going to be canceled. We have to do a virtual day. Okay, to tell them, please don't have your family over for Thanksgiving. Please avoid Christmas gatherings. We know it's your wife's birthday. Let's make sure we put that one off to the off season. There's a number of sacrifices been made by all the players and coaches in this league. There's a number of sacrifices that come along as well with the family members of the people connected to them. To disrespect the effort that everyone put forward to make this season a success for the National Football League, to disrespect the game by going out there and not competing for 60 minutes and doing everything you can to help those players win, we will never do that as long as I'm the head coach of the New York Giants.
So after hearing what the Giants head coach had to say, do you believe that it was disrespectful to bench Hurts?
yeah. I mean, NFL, you get paid to win. You don't get paid to lose. If you continue to lose, you won't have a job. Plain and simple. I mean, it doesn't make sense for you to take out the quarterback who has had the most success with the offense this season, because Carson Wentz hasn't done a lot. I mean,
Right.
granted, his offensive line was terrible, and but still, the defense carried the team the whole year. The offense was never together, never complete. It was disrespectful. I mean, like Judge said, you play to win, and that's not winning. And you're
Right.
like, everything that they went through this whole season with COVID, everything they put aside for football, and for you to go out there and pull a move like that.
Yeah. Hey, I completely agree with you. It's disrespectful, especially with COVID out here. You know, the sacrifices that everybody is making. You know, some people aren't staying with their families. They have a hotel that they go back to after every game. They're in the hotel every week, day in and day out, so they don't get their kids sick and their families infected. And it is disrespectful. I don't even know how to go into explaining this. This is disrespectful. This is just downright disrespectful. It is disrespectful to Jalen Hurts. He's disrespected the entire football team with the way he's been coaching this entire year in my favor. How you waited so late to bench Carson Wentz, you put his confidence down at an all-time low, and then you bench your rookie quarterback who you're supposed to be molding, you're supposed to be building the confidence, because at this point, there's no mending that relationship between Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz. So you
He
got to
already
work
said he
on
went out.
exactly. So you got to work on the next relationship, which is Hurts and Peterson, and he's finding himself out of a job. I wouldn't be surprised if they fired him for this offseason, and I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't find another job as a head coach. Because now when you go apply for new jobs and new coaching positions, they're gonna pull up this game. They'll be like, so week 17 against Washington, you pull a Jalen Hurts. What was your reason for that? If they don't like the reason, which everybody's gonna think he's bull jiving them. So I don't see him getting another. I don't see him getting another one. It's yeah, it's weird.
That's just
You got any final thoughts? Any final words you want to say on it?
stop the cap. That's all.
Stop the cat. Hey, I love it. Sunday, the Ravens secured their spot in the playoffs by beating the Cincinnati Bengals 38-3 while rushing for over 400 yards, which was also a franchise record. This Sunday, they will be playing against the Tennessee Titans, who beat them in the last playoffs matchup they had. Will the Ravens be able to get the revenge on the Titans?
Man, this was a toss-up for a little bit. Then I had to think about it. The Titans gonna win. In my book.
Right.
I just believe. I don't believe. I have more faith in Ryan Tannehill's arm than I do Lamar Jackson.
Oh,
Both
yeah.
of the teams are good defensively when it comes down to the run. So when it comes down to the run, I don't see Lamar's arm carrying the Ravens to a win. And he doesn't have the receivers around him that Tannehill does, as in A.J. Brown and Corey Davis, who are two excellent wide receivers at the 1 and 2. And most of their pass plays, as far as the Ravens go, is based off the run. So if the run's not going, I don't see a way that they can get a win.
Right. I completely agree with you, because the Ravens, they only allow 108 rushing yards a game, while the Titans are allowing only 120 yards a game. That may not seem like much right now, but in a playoff, I think that's going to be real condensed. So I see both of these teams rushing for under 100 yards. I could see Derrick Henry rushing for more than this entire Ravens offense probably will rush for. And that's going to be real big because the Ravens are very run heavy. The run it initiates a lot of the things that they need to get going in the throwing game also. So I see the Titans winning this game by at least about 6, maybe 2 touchdowns, maybe a touchdown or 2. But I think the passing game is going to make a big difference in how this is played out.
I agree, because I mean, like I said, like you said, that run game is the center of the Ravens offense. And if you don't have the center, those outside pieces are not gonna go out too well if the run game's not working. And they don't have a number one receiver who can go out there and create separation or make a big play that they may need in a playoff game.
Right. That number one receiver that's your go-to, that's like, no matter what, I know he gonna be open, your Devontae Adams,
And that's a different breed, though.
It is a different breed, but to that's what we mean. If no other receivers is gonna be open, we know 9 out of 10 Devontae is gonna make a way for Aaron Rodgers to get him the ball, and that's what the Ravens need. This Sunday, the Browns will face the Steelers in the playoffs for the 3rd time this season. The two teams have each won a game against each other, although the Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger did not play in the game they lost this past Sunday. Who will win this playoff game?
This was a tough one. I believe it's going to be the best game of the week. I'm going to have to go with the Browns, kind of because of rooting for them, but kind of don't have faith in the Steelers to get the job done either. This game, you could throw all the stats, all the rankings. This is a divisional game, but in the playoffs. So these two teams know each other very well. The first game, the Browns just kind of fluked it out. The second game, Steelers didn't have Roethlisberger playing, and I believe with everybody playing, it's gonna be a good show. If the Steelers can get their run game going, it may be more of a contest, but that's a big if because it hasn't been there all season.
All
And and the Browns don't have their coach and starting center there due to COVID issues. And the coach was the play caller for the team. So I believe the Browns are gonna be more run heavy, more Derrick Henry, 30, 30 touches, maybe run heavy. They kind of keep it simple until, if they do win and if they can win, he could come back and things will be more open. So I'm gonna go Browns. I'm gonna go Browns.
I agree with you. I think the Browns are going to win, but I think they should be able to get away where the head coach, he won't be able to make all the calls, but the two coaches should be able to come together with the technology that we have now, because like a lot of announcers and analysts, they've been from home, such as Candace Parker. She's been being an analyst from home, and I and some of the color commentators, the play-by-play announcers, they have been doing that from home, and with the technology that they've been using to do a real time call and commentate. I think they should be able to use that, some of that technology to get, the head coach, around them so they can, talk about, what's going on, what plays, he thinks that they should run, or, they should be able to get a good collaboration on the play calling. So I don't, hopefully that's not a factor. Hopefully they be able to get that worked out with all the money the franchise makes. I'm pretty sure they'd be able to get the equipment to this crib. But
That is true.
yeah, but the run game, like you spoke of, it's atrocious. It's terrible. Think about it. Against the Washington, I almost called them their name, but against the Washington football team, Ben Roethlisberger was 35 for 53 in passing, and they had 4 carries the entire game. They had 4 carries for 15 yards against the Exactly. Against the Bills, they didn't have a receiver with more than 55 total yards. Against the Bengals, he threw 38. He threw 38 attempts for 170 yards, and they only had 86 yards rushing. And against the Colts, he had 49 passing attempts for 22 yards rushing. So this should be a real simple game for the Browns defensively. And the Browns have a really good defensive team this year. You ain't gotta worry about the run game. All you gotta do is you can set up in zone. Actually, yeah, you can set up zone coverages all night long, and you're just gonna have to force those receivers to find the holes in the zone. So I completely agree with you. I see this Browns team winning this game at least by a touchdown or two. I think this is going to be a great coming out game for Baker Mayfield to let the Browns organization or anybody else out there who had doubts of him being this team starting quarterback. He's going to shut all those doubters up today. Well, I'm not going to say he's going to. He should shut all those doubters up with this game, and he should solidify himself as the starting quarterback and a future quarterback of this franchise.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Well, that's all that we have for you guys today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to the episode. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, comment what some topics you want to hear us talk about. 2021 is here. We are here also. Happy New Year's to everybody.
Yes, so Happy New Year.
Oh yeah, make sure you hit that notification button. That's gonna be right up there.
Ding. Ding.
Yes, sir. All right, we'll see you guys later. Peace.
We out.